Hey guys, happy hump day.
Happy Wednesday.
Hey, listen, I figured I want to start this off with some cool news that was actually like sort of in the family. So, you know, I'm a big follower of Taylor's LinkedIn, and he made a really good point. You know, he was talking about TikTok, and he was saying TikTok, you know, should be banned, and here's the reasons why. And he wrote out this really nice post, and it went kind of viral. Yeah. 200-something thousand views.
I think over 300,000 now.
He has 200,000 followers, I think, on LinkedIn now. Something crazy like that.
Yeah. So
I'll get a confirmed number.
We have a snake among us.
We have a fucking snake.
Yeah.
And you wanna know why we're not going to talk about it? Because we already did.
Yeah.
Before Taylor.
How do you just blatantly take something that we publicly air and say, look, TikTok's going to get banned. Taylor created it.
Two things. Yeah. One, white privilege. Number two.
Right. Now I know what it feels like to be culturally appropriated.
Yeah. Number two, it's part of the reason why we sent his ass to Texas.
Yeah.
We kicked him out of here.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you and your stupid gas station cat.
Yeah. Meow, meow, motherfucker.
Meow, meow, bitch.
Oh, nice.
He's just a regular old snake.
He's a snake, yeah. And then, I don't know if you saw or not in today's newsletter, first line was, here's a link to my new course.
Yeah, like forget Harvard, come to Taylor University.
First link.
So for the record, Taylor's probably making, the only one making money.
Definitely more than us.
Podcast.
Yeah, you know how we always say this podcast doesn't make money? That's a lie. It makes money for Taylor.
Taylor somehow found a way to come in, be a part of it, scheme it back to his own channel.
Ironically, paying for that
and then just leave.
Ironically, that's what he wanted to do from day one. He was actually pretty transparent about that. He's like, I know if I just hang around, something good will come.
Yeah.
Like money.
We're probably paying that Airbnb bill.
Yeah. You better have a few rooms for us if we feel like coming out there.
I know he's complained about being screwed over in business a handful of times. We need to screw him.
Yeah.
He's the screwer. What are you talking about?
Well, now you know why.
Hurt people, I guess.
When you get screwed, it's karma.
Yeah.
It's karma. So it's like, someone's going to fuck you, Taylor.
It's not going to be your girlfriend.
Maybe she'll dump you because of this.
Yeah.
Can you be dating a snake?
If she only knew.
Yeah.
He's slithering right around her.
Better cut that grass in real quick.
Hard S.
I'm sure he's got some schemes with her. He's creating some sort of persona.
I'm sure,
he's
got it on TikTok now.
Yeah.
She does to feed TikTok.
Selling ads off her TikTok page.
Yeah, selling her for like flat tummy tea or something.
Yeah. Just like, hey, you should post this.
Oh my God. No. Show a little more skin. No, go with the thong.
I've got this great LinkedIn course I think your followers will love.
Yeah, he probably charges her.
Yeah. Here's a hoodie, a free hoodie for your time.
Gosh. Well, we got a snake among us, but we shouldn't let that stop us. And I guess we might as well create some new content right now for Taylor's LinkedIn.
Yes.
Because things have already progressed.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are picking up this ban TikTok message. And then I also saw that TikTok, what's going on with TikTok in Hong Kong? TikTok's out of Hong Kong?
So a couple things happened. Mike Pompeo came out and said...
Who is the Secretary of State?
It's a very powerful person, deals with international relations when it comes to the country, was being interviewed, I think, on Fox News, and the question of Chinese apps came up, and he said that the administration is looking into TikTok and other Chinese apps and how they kind of intertwine with the American public. That means it is officially, I think what India did put it on their radar. Yeah. That were like, why not do this? Because the main thing, if I'm Donald Trump, there's absolutely no downside in banning TikTok.
Yeah.
It's a Chinese company stealing American data. Like, what is the upside? In fact, they're the ones that screwed his event in Tulsa. Yeah. They went and got all the tickets. So, these are all a bunch of kids, by the way, that aren't going to vote anyways. Either they're too young or they don't care.
Yeah.
So, screw it. Screw them.
Can you imagine if there was marches? Somebody wrote, there'll be riots. Can you imagine if there was protests of, 16-year-olds renegading down Sunset? Bring TikTok back.
Yeah. So for context, this is Mike Pompeo, Secretary of State, going on Laura Ingraham on Fox News saying, we should look into banning TikTok. She
Yeah.
brought it up, and hey, we criticize MAGA for a lot, but they got this one right.
If they have to do it though, they have to do
And
it.
here's now woke culture is going to go crazy
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because they have to.
you have to.
yeah.
Right? Woke culture is going to go.
They're like, what else are you gonna buy? Chinese food?
I love
Ban
fried
Pian
rice.
Changs? Is that what you're gonna do now? I mean, it's
In the
just
Express.
insane. But here's what I hope everyone can be on the same page. If you are an American business person, any kind of almost anybody,
Yeah.
you should want to protect your fellow citizen.
Mm-hmm.
What societal gain has TikTok brought?
I mean, I can't. I won't be the one to put up that argument.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it's kept kids entertained during quarantine.
It's over.
And probably for their parents' sake
Yeah.
has helped houses where they ran out of shit to entertain their kids with.
Yeah. It's just
Here's your
provided
TikTok.
mindless entertainment,
Sure.
which is something that we absolutely love in this country.
So I agree. And the problem is it's easier. So let's just say TikTok comes out and says, we're severing all ties with the Chinese government. All of our employees are moving out. All of our servers are moving out. Then I think
Do you still trust them?
it's going to take, what, 1 year?
If they stop using Chinese engineers, TikTok becomes just a random video app.
Yeah.
And you don't get the
Comes
content you want.
Vine. You get Vine all over again. Dead in 6 months.
So I agree. So I think that's my point, is I don't think they're going to be able to say that. And there's no way the U.S. government, under any circumstance, should allow TikTok to exist in America.
And here's the thing, woke culture, TikTok's full of woke celebrities that claim they're human rights activists.
Yeah.
Right? You see a lot of A-listers dancing with their little kids
Yeah.
doing TikToks. And are they going to be the ones agreeing? Or are they going to
No.
turn a blind eye and say, oh, this is our U.S. rights?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because nobody understands the depth of it. Nobody understands what the real risk is.
Yeah.
And then without some like key people speaking out that they follow, they're not going to jump on board. I mean, you can't even get LeBron. No one's going to
Yeah,
say
Bryce is
anything.
going to stay on.
Yeah, and Bryce is going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Dad, I need one thing.
I can't poop like Bronny.
Just give me my TikTok, Dad. Yeah, I don't know, man. But it just seems so bold. I don't think it'll actually happen.
But there's no downside.
I agree, but I don't think.
I just
Can
don't
you
see-
imagine
What is the point of having this stupid app in our country? There's zero.
survive.
to keep
Before
the
it-
sheep distracted while we pull the moves in the back?
It can happen on an American version of the app. If
I love that you were like, look, you can still do that.
Yes,
You just need an American version.
yes, and I said this I think months ago, maybe even last year. I said Triller was raising money, and their only opportunity is if TikTok were to get banned or TikTok were to be regulated, and that opportunity has come. If it's truly about mindless entertainment and dancing,
That's it.
go on Triller.
I think
True Americans will go on another app.
I think Snapchat is the best opportunity here. Triller's, you need $2 billion in engineering to compete with this. Triller's raised like 25, 30 million.
Snapchat isn't shareable. Their whole platform is about disappearing.
They need to spend 500 million on engineers because they can go get the capital and build it. Because the beauty of TikTok is not, hey, it's 10-second clips. It's the way they curate content.
Yeah.
That's what
the
people,
genius.
that's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's curating content because they have better engineers.
That's it. There's nothing like unique.
Ironically, Facebook is incredible at that too. They just need to do it on another platform, and they shut down their TikTok version because here's what ByteDance did. Regardless of how good the engineering was, they paid to play. That mattered. When they launched, they were cutting checks to every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
So I agree that gets you your first X users, but does not create retention.
I agree, but Silicon Valley tech companies, like for example, if Clubhouse came out tomorrow and said, we're going to give Naval $10 million and he's going to do a Clubhouse every single night. Clubhouse might work.
Then they have no more money left. They just raised 10 million.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a combo of both because we also both know, like we all know, you can spend your freaking ass off. That's what we thought was going to happen to TikTok. We thought TikTok was going to spend endlessly, have all these celebrities on it, and then just get wiped. I mean, that's what happened to Snapchat. Didn't spend, but Snapchat had everyone. It just lost to a better product.
But they also didn't
You need
Snap-
so
need
this
both.
Snapchat, you need both. I agree.
Yeah.
The problem is no American company in technology. The problem is the technology people in America think that good product beats all because it
Yeah.
happened once.
have on Facebook.
It happened with Facebook. Other than that, there's never been an example that good product beat fucking.
Twitter lasted despite being a shitty product.
I agree. I think you need both. You
Yeah.
totally need both. But I think that nobody has that product. I don't think Triller had a real shot. Like people were really starting to use Triller. It just doesn't. Something that TikTok does is genius.
Steal your data and
Well,
find.
But I mean, the
ways.
way that they serve you content, it is genius. And it's not like Facebook. I don't know, once again, the details of this, but there's something about Facebook that caters to like your worst instincts, where TikTok caters to like, oh, I love this dance or I love this song. And so it's just going to serve you a million of, like, it's very fun.
I'm sure there are engineers in America can deconstruct that and take that path. It may take them a year.
You know, they all have got to be working on it though. From the moment TikTok started catching, you know, everyone was in a
No,
mad
I
dash.
honestly think the arrogance was that it was a fad and that it couldn't beat the almighty Facebook.
And what they fail to realize, which you've talked to engineers, is that the number of inputs TikTok takes on every video to serve you that next piece of content is tenfold of what Facebook or Instagram can even capture.
Yeah.
Like Facebook can't. So when you play an Instagram story and video on your feed, they're capturing a fraction of the inputs that TikTok is capturing in your 10-second video.
Yeah, they're also beholden to a different set of privacy and data rules.
Exactly. Nothing matters.
Yeah.
And so
I just can't see the day where they say imagine TikTok's done tomorrow.
it's great.
It'd be like when Kennedy got assassinated.
I really hope it's not that.
With the youth of this country, it would be like, no.
I think it's a
Charlie?
good wake-up call for everyone that, I mean, that is our biggest exposure as a country, is that the number one place where the entire world is spending their time is a Chinese company.
Yeah, it's totally, that's undisputable.
That's insane to me. And I think the fact that India took that step, I'm telling you, other countries are going to do it. It may not be America next. It might be like France, and Europe is very protectionist. They
Europe will ban it.
Yeah.
Because they already give Google a hard time.
Well, they got to lead us then. That could be the good middle ground.
Yeah.
If Europe did it, I could see us doing it.
Yeah. I mean, they don't even allow like American food companies to give their original, they have to modify their ingredients just to be healthier in Europe. So I wouldn't be surprised if more countries just say, fuck it.
They absolutely should. China is doing whatever they want, ban whatever they want in their country.
Yeah.
Why are countries so scared of them? Especially when Xi's not going to care about this.
No.
I was going to ask, do you think that Xi would take this as like a mini version of a trade?
Yeah, for sure. I think it definitely feels, it intensifies the tension, but I also think he'll get it.
And do you know what the problem is? The only thing that we have that is the perennial reason where we're the ultimate superpower, other than military might, is soft power.
It's culture.
Culture.
Mm-hmm.
And if China's owning that soft power, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah. The culture is the only, American culture is what made TikTok so popular.
Yeah.
If there wasn't American music, American stars, that thing would never even materialize.
No, totally. I agree. Okay, well, let's talk about some of the stars.
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit. Okay, let me just say, I guess I'm getting old.
Was that good? Soft power, Taylor? You know how to use that?
Yeah, Taylor.
Can you rewrite
so the
that?
list would be, thank you. Let us know if you need bullet points. Anand will be available. Listen. Okay, they're stars, man. Okay, so I think I'm getting old because I will say that I looked at these little kids that are all like the stars, Little Hottie, Charlie, Addison Rae. If you don't know any of these names, these are the top of the top stars.
And by the way, you'll never hear about them again once it gets banned.
Which is wild.
Talk about 15 minutes of fame.
Oh my gosh, they need to be, But I mean, if you look at like even their engagement and stuff on Instagram now is insane. Like these kids are bona fide.
Yeah, they're stars.
Celebrities. So speaking of bona fide, I thought there was no way.
A lot of bona fide going.
Like some of these kids were like rumored to be dating, stuff like that. I honestly looked at them and assumed they're holding hands, maybe kissing each other, maybe a little bit of tongue when they're really feeling crazy.
Yeah. It's an orgy.
It's a fucking orgy.
These are young kids.
These young little TikTokers
They're not
are
even
all
18, right?
fucking each other.
Most of them are not. I think Hottie is.
Well, some of those other ones.
Little Hottie is 18.
But is it
19.
All the kids in the hype house aren't.
Are
not. Are not 18.
But isn't
They're
there like one
younger.
kid that's like older than 18 that's kind of secretly dating one that's younger than, like, this seems really statutory.
Yeah.
Really suspect. All these houses, you know,
Yeah.
who's in charge?
Yeah.
I don't know. But can you explain?
Yeah,
You
so what's
sent me
going
the
on, there's a
breakdown.
lot of excitement going on here.
Okay.
This is the perfect implosion of TikTok. This series of events that just happened in the last 48 hours.
But don't you think this is the best thing that ever happened?
Yes, it's a great way to end the app and let these kids move on with their fame. Because
And
they're all
send someone to jail.
so.
I mean, someone's in the
This is just
wrong
Ghislaine
here.
Maxwell,
Yeah.
younger version.
I'm telling you, there's like a 23-year-old Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
And
in-
Epstein. Who's the
Yeah.
Epstein?
Yeah, there's an Epstein.
There's a ringleader
There's
among
a
this
fucking
crew.
Epstein that owns some of these leases.
So Little Hottie, also known as Chase Hudson, he's kind of the king of TikTok from a male perspective,
Yep.
and the queen is Charlie D'Amelio.
Yep.
Who's
So
16.
there we go. That's Jeffrey and Ghislaine.
No, but I'm saying I think
No,
there's
there's someone above them.
I think there's a 24-year-old that's the elder.
Like
Yeah.
a Lou Pearlman type.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so these two are the first couple of TikTok. Apparently, they were on a little break.
Uh-oh.
And apparently,
You know what happens on breaks?
Little Hottie hooked up with Nessa.
Ooh, not Nessa.
I'm
When
going
they
through
were
your
on
tree.
break.
I'm trying to keep up. We have a graphic.
Yeah, so Hottie goes out. So what happened was, I see on Twitter, Little Hottie is over party. It's because Charlie D'Amelio says that she saw him kissing, blah, 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 blah. And then he went and posted. I'm going to read the whole thing because
Please.
it's just fascinating.
Please, yeah.
Since this is from Little Hottie.
D could be their dad.
Yes.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, I could be their dad. Easily.
You could absolutely be the dad. Yeah.
Since all my drama has to be put on the internet for the world to judge me, let's lay out everyone else's.
Please, Hottie.
Dry snitching, Hottie, is not the move.
No, that's
okay?
a bitch move.
That is a bitch move.
Yeah, but I'm
ass
just telling
kicked.
you, in the world of TikTok, in the world of online drama, Hottie just
Okay, yeah.
Hottie just
he turned it
on
up.
the money shower.
He just burned himself to the ground. Anthony got with Cynthia a week after we broke up on tour.
Damn, Anthony.
Jaden actively tried to hook up with Dixie at our house on the 4th of July in front of me while she was dating Griffin.
Oh, you little floozy.
Griffin cheated on Dixie with Taylor's ex, Kaylin, and Bryce's ex, Elle.
Damn.
Jaden and Josh cheated endless amounts of times on Mads and Nessa for the past few months.
Endless.
Kia cheated
Oh, so
on...
Nessa's back? Nessa got cheated on
Yes.
and also was...
Yeah. Keo cheated on Olivia. The only person who has a right to be upset with me is Charlie, and I'm sorry I hurt her. We broke up, and I messed up by kissing Nessa. I'm not sorry to Josh. We are not boys, and we haven't been boys since he lied to Charlie, saying I had an STD 6 months ago,
STD?
trying to get her to stop seeing me.
How
I'm
old
not
is this
going.
guy?
He's like 19.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to let these hypocrites try and ruin my life without their lives being out on the internet too. So, in old Hollywood, these things were kept private. You got caught, you kept your mouth shut, you disappeared, and you're back. New
You just kinda
Hollywood,
knew this.
You take the match, you light the entire bridge and town on fire, and you light yourself on fire.
Yeah.
And the whole
And you
town
let
is
the world
burned to the
watch it.
ground.
And then you make an announcement, you will be burning
Yes.
at 9 p.m. on Tuesday.
So what happens is a series of events happened. Last night was very exciting.
Wow.
Jaden and his crew post on Instagram, we're coming to your house, you little shit, to Little Hottie.
Wow.
They're outside his house live streaming. Yo, where you at? Where's Hottie at? They're yelling and screaming into the balcony. I'm watching it. It's
Is that like the Hype House or something?
Yeah.
It's the old cloud house, old phase house.
Next to the cloud house.
Yes, okay.
Oh, it's the Phase House?
No, yeah, it's in there. There's like 3 of the same houses. They took over one of them.
They
It's
took
like
one of the houses as the Hype
It's a
House.
Klaus house, and then the Phase house, and then that.
So the first question really begins, where the fuck are these parents?
Where the fuck are your parents? That's what I want to know.
And more importantly, these kids are a bunch of bitches.
Yeah.
Because I listened to a podcast with Rob Lowe
Yeah.
talking about the 80s when he was a youngster.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys were animals.
Yeah.
Well, the problem
This
is, but here's the problem: is that in this era, Little Hottie was just trying to cheat on his girlfriend quietly, and got exposed. And so he was like, fuck you, I'm going to burn down the whole house.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob Lowe was talking about Malibu parties at 17, and you know what was going on.
Yeah, it was a whole different world.
Different world, but that was also the no phone era. So like this guy, maybe little Hottie's really just a poor innocent guy. He snuck an innocent kiss, and now his whole life's
But if they were
over.
on a break, I mean,
Yeah.
And it sounds like Nessa's name came up a lot in that story.
If anybody should be thrown under the bus here and gotten rid of, it's Nessa.
I'm no judge here. but
Just to play a devil's advocate to that, the guys seem like they're big cheaters.
Yeah. No way.
But like, if you want to be a real rock star, go do your research on the 80s and see how those kids lived.
But you
Kick it up.
can't
Throw
live
some
like that.
cocaine on that and see what happens.
Yeah,
They were doing
do an
drugs, too.
experiment. We
That's
should
what'll
get them
kick it up a
drugs.
notch.
There's a documentary on it. It's called Filthy Rich.
Well,
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, there's another documentary coming in 5 years about whoever.
Whatever happened here.
There's an Epstein or a Perlman, or
Yes,
we
okay,
all know.
so I have those answers. I have
What?
a couple answers to what we just said. First of all, the Coke thing happened with the kids in the Sway house who are down in Texas, where I kind of told you guys they were down there partying during COVID.
Yeah.
They got arrested
Wow.
and they
cocaine?
found Coke at the house.
How old are the Sway kids?
The Sway kids, I think, are slightly older. I
Same
think they might be
thing.
like 19 or 20. Let me find
Same
out for
thing.
sure.
Okay.
That's like that Bryce Hall kid.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
18.
And then the Jeffrey Epstein is a Thomas Paltrow. So he's a co-founder of the Hype House
Okay.
with Chase.
So he's the older guy.
Yes.
We don't want to
So,
just
but he's
accuse him of
been
being
through
Jeffrey
it.
Epstein.
that's
Okay,
true,
yeah.
that's
Like, we can't be accusing some young kid of child sex
he's not.
trafficking.
Yeah, I don't think to
just-
that degree.
He's just the ringleader.
I'm
He's
just
a
telling
bit
you,
of the
that
ringleaders
kid-
more the
I'm
definition.
telling you, in my guess, that kid still isn't even old enough to be who I'm looking for.
Yeah, he's looking for
There's
like
someone-
Well, he's been through the Jake Paul blender, so
Yeah.
he knows how to scheme. So
No, he's a schemer for sure.
He put all these kids together, and we're like,
He's definitely a schemer. I'm just saying, man, there's an adult
Yes.
somewhere in this mix.
yes. So then there's a guy who owns the Hype House and who is having involvement as well. I don't know much about that guy.
Yeah,
but
that
I've
guy
heard a
goes to
few
all the
things.
parties. I know that much.
Yep.
So you're like a senior citizen compared to these kids,
Yes.
Pete. And are they relevant in your world?
No,
Okay.
not
So-
in one sense.
I can't believe these kids are all boning each other.
So they're heroes to 15 and 16-year-olds? Is that the right way to
Yes.
think about it?
Yeah.
I think it's like probably 10 to 20.
Young,
How old are you, Pete?
24.
He's a hero to them.
Yeah, I'd say 20. I'd say
Pete
you're
would want to
20.
be in the
I
Hype
just
House.
said he's not.
He would
he
love
just-
to be in the Hype House.
Oh, love it.
If
None of them are even over 18. It'd be like
I know,
illegal
but
for
you
me to
still
live
want to
in
be
there.
in the house. Don't
No.
lie.
No,
Yeah.
dead ass.
Liar.
Bro, I'm not
Yeah, you
kidding.
would die to go over there. Are you kidding? Take a
No.
bunch of weed over there and
No,
I'm
I'm going to hang out with David, and that's it. I don't give a fuck about these kids.
Who's Dave
Dobrik?
Dobrik,
Oh,
dude.
How old's that kid?
David's my age.
Oh.
He's 23.
So he's your LeBron James.
Yeah.
The way I look up to LeBron.
That's more normal.
Okay.
Jeez. That's
You just
crazy.
compared
He'll
David
also
to
give me
David Dobrik.
he'll also give me a Tesla, so like that's what I'm banking on. So
That's
just
crazy. Okay, well, listen. Yeah, I would say really the sweet spot's 10 to 18.
yeah.
So I didn't know much about. So I know who Charlie D'Amelio is, and so I've seen her videos on TikTok, and I get why she's popular. I then went and followed all the. I went and looked at all the guys.
Yeah.
I do not get the guys.
They all look the
They're
same.
They all had the same haircut.
Yeah.
They all have this like weird, messy, like
Bush thing in the front.
bushy kind of dyed hair
Yeah.
looking thing.
A dangly earring. It's
They're
an
kind
e-boy.
of all like a little feminine in terms of their mannerisms, and they're not good at dancing.
No.
Not like the girls are actually good at dancing. The guys are just like, they're just there.
You know what big question I have for like 16-year-olds? Are the manly men out?
Yeah.
It seems like it.
Yeah, because even the Hottie kid, he just looks kind of gangly.
That's
Like-
not what I thought you were going to say.
What?
Like the high school quarterback is irrelevant.
I think so.
Yeah, because you don't want that big meathead.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think the like tough manly man is out. I think feminine and like fashion
Yeah.
and like a little
Well,
bit
why
of
is that haircut?
It's just the haircut. That's the e-boy haircut.
I don't know.
I think Taylor and Bryce are really like I feel like I could get them to come on here.
Yeah.
I feel like I could. And I feel like they're really the like leaders of the look. And that's the look. Like
That's
it
the
just
look.
caught on.
So
Like,
if
remember when Bieber was the look?
Yeah.
And every guy dressed like Bieber?
Yeah.
I think that's the new look.
What's interesting also about that whole scene, it is just essentially all suburban white kids that the entire world is obsessed with. There's not even a
Outline.
mixed kid.
No. These are just the white.
It is white.
So if
Is
you
he
go to a
very
high
white?
school in the suburbs, are the football player and basketball players the losers in school?
It seems like it. It seems like they're like the outdated. I don't know. I don't know.
No,
That's the
I don't
vibe
think-
I get. I want to ask.
I don't know.
I guess our listeners probably ask your kids.
Yeah.
Because
See, we get some
I
feedback.
remember
DM us with some feedback.
we went to a typical suburban high school
Yeah.
every Friday night.
Yeah.
Everyone went to the high school football game,
Right.
and we all watched for a few hours, and it was a big event.
Yeah.
It was like the weekly event. You plan what you're going. We're going to Chili's afterwards.
Yeah.
The whole night was planned.
Yeah. Even where I come from, like obviously the football players were hot items, but even the like tough kids, like the sort of like kids that would act like they were in a gang, even though we lived in Akron, Ohio, and they would say they were a member of the Bloods.
Yeah.
Like the tough kids that would beat kids up and stuff. Like girls liked them.
Right.
I don't think that's cool anymore.
Just dance.
I think you got to dance. You got to have some dangly jewelry.
But you said these aren't even good dancers, the guys.
No, they're not good
No,
dancers.
they're not good dancers.
Because like I went and looked up all these kids in this tree of whatever this tree is of people.
Of sex.
Yeah,
of
sex
weird
tree.
child sex.
Yeah, and I started going through all the guys, and I'm like, man, these guys got like no moves.
Yeah.
No.
So
I think moves are out.
was,
awkward. I think there's something to also being like awkward.
Yeah, I think that's relatable. The awkwardness is relatable because that's probably more people dance kind of like how these kids do.
But girls like it. Girls have always liked the good dancer, athlete.
Yeah.
Now
No,
they
now
like-
it's about mediocrity.
They like if you have
a mediocre
anxiety-
haircut, mediocre dance moves.
Yeah.
No
No loyalty.
no identifiable skills.
no identifiable skills.
No
No
anxiety
no
problems.
color in your skin.
No.
Because you haven't
Yeah.
seen the sun ever.
Not very athletic.
No, and you gotta
Kinda-
have
kinda clumsy.
minor mental health issues.
So you're talking about Tim here.
Poor Tim.
So is
Tim
Roy,
would have crushed it if he was 16.
was
right
Roy
now.
Purdy just ahead of his time? Just 2-3 years too early?
Yeah, I think so.
Because
Yeah.
he would be. I mean, he could dance.
No, but that's
That might be bad. He
That's
could
bad.
skateboard. He had talents.
Yeah.
He has talents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't connect.
I think you got to be real
More
sensitive.
people are talentless in
Well,
real life.
of course, but when we
I
grew
know,
up,
but-
there was aspiration.
Yeah.
Why the people we looked up to had skills that we couldn't attain.
But that's different. Now it's about skills that you can attain.
But
like
I don't think so. I think that they look at them as having some sort of like I think their dress and like he has such a good poof.
Yeah.
Like his poof is just better than
My poof.
Jeffrey's poof,
Yeah.
And the dangle of the oh my god, he got 2 crosses.
Yeah.
I think that they look at it like something. I don't think
Yeah.
they're looking for the most ordinary thing they
Yeah.
can find. It's just what has become like what a man is different, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think that from a female's perspective has changed. Like
Yeah.
what a woman is looking for in a man.
Yeah.
Poof, a little gangly.
But I gotta imagine that's coastal, right? I think in the South and Texas where football's still God, those
Oh, yeah.
quarterbacks
Yeah.
Definitely
are
where it's God, like Mississippi
yeah, but
or
I'm
whatever.
sure if
Alabama.
Hottie came through in Odessa, Texas,
Right.
they're ditching that
Like
fucking
Joe
quarterback.
Burrow.
Yeah.
So they are the new like Nickelodeon stars and everybody else because that
Yeah.
really isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah, I guess it's like the Aaron Carter,
Yeah,
Jesse McCartney.
So they're like the new rock star, but in just this new form.
I just think these kids
I mean,
are
Aaron
mega
Carter sold
famous.
like tens of millions of
think they are.
records, right?
These kids are mega famous, and like I think they're gonna if done right, these kids transition into the next set of Kardashians and Jenners, and like
I agree.
I just think they're so popular. I mean, the entire world was following along on this stupid high school.
So that means like Kylie and Kendall have kind of aged out.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking the other day. Is like, are they? Like, I feel like even like Jake Paul is on the like.
When I see Jake Paul, he looks like an old man to me.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
what are
why
you
he's
doing, bro?
boxing and fighting.
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
I
Fighting?
think
No one wants
Kylie-
to fight?
Yeah.
It's
Huddy's
Huddy.
not fighting.
Fighting? You think Huddy is right?
They look like they were trying to fight yesterday.
Yeah, right. They would have gave him a wedgie.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo,
Wet
we
willy?
fucked him up.
Yeah.
I gave him such a wet willy.
They would say some not so nice things to his
Yeah,
face.
they would say, you're an idiot,
Your
dude.
video only got 5 million views.
Your style sucks.
They would actually shave his head because that would be the most detrimental thing
Oh
to
my
Huddy.
God. If you did the cut,
You grabbed him and just shaved his head.
if you did the cut I had on Robin Big, where
Yeah.
you cut out the center,
Oh,
and you just
yes.
had no poof.
That's
the
where
worst thing you
Huddy.
could do.
That's how you get him back.
Yeah. I agree.
Did you see Dave Portnoy's take on this whole thing? He did one a couple months ago about these wiggly dicks he calls these kids. And then he's just like last night, he's like, I told you the wiggly dicks are just going to fuck everything up.
I'll tell you what, though, I don't like you mentioning their dicks.
Yeah, they think it's
Was it
really...
me? Quote unquote Dave Portnoy.
It feels very inappropriate
Careful,
talking
Dave.
about
Okay,
that.
quote unquote Dave Portnoy. So
I really think we could get some sort of guest on that could help us explain this.
Yeah.
Because,
You think one of the actual kids?
I mean, I've been to the Sway House.
Yeah. They're swaying.
They're swaying all around. I know the managers. I think we could get someone on here.
Are
mean,
they always
look-
dancing in the house? What's the house like?
They're pretty peppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty peppy.
I mean, they're great life.
yeah, but it's like, hey, Drama's here with some clothes, and like they all just come sort
Kinda
of
like-
bounding out.
Yeah,
You're
saunter
Santa
down.
Yeah,
Claus
like
to them?
There's a guest, yeah.
Yeah, I also think these are typical of any high school kids. This is what's happening. And then this is just amplified because they're really famous.
And they're
now.
in mansions in fucking the Hollywood Hills.
Yes. With
No,
money,
they're-
endless money.
are they even in the hills?
Yeah, I mean, the Wool Hype House is in the... Both are, yeah.
Yeah,
they-
they're
I mean,
Okay.
this
I was
is,
just- yeah.
if you think about it, they're stars, right? They're national stars, these kids, for their age group. When we were kids, you could count on one hand how many famous young stars there were.
Yeah.
This is unique that
Yeah.
there's like 20 kids.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah, he was it.
And I think the crazier thing is, in those days of Jonathan Taylor Thomas, all the fuckery was frowned upon.
Yeah.
Like whatever you do not talk about
It's
that.
private.
You hide it, you cover it up. These kids get rewarded for it.
Yeah.
So now you want to go over to the Hype House and try to call out little Hottie on live because that's just helping all your freaking clout.
I mean, I just think the last 48 hours made them twice as famous.
It did, for sure. I can't wait to see what happens with these guys.
Also, Little Hottie was caught using the N-word, so we'll.
Oh,
put
yeah,
that out
Little
there.
Hottie does use the
Yeah,
N-word.
so he does need to be canceled. I think everybody else can stay, but
Do
he's got to
kids
go.
care? I don't think kids care. I don't think these new kids care.
No,
I
don't
just
care.
think this is going to end messy.
It's going to end messy.
These kids aren't mentally strong.
No.
There's going to be meltdowns.
You have to watch these
And
videos
it
to
just-
really understand how not mentally
Someone's
strong
going to have like a real crisis on their hands, and someone's going to be liable because
Their parents.
whoever's exploiting them, whether it's
Yeah.
the parents, the manager, something bad's going to fucking happen. I can
Yeah.
already see it, and it's going to be really sad.
It also just looks like a prime area for predator behavior
Yes.
of any sort.
Yeah.
Financial.
Like, I hope they have, like, security guards there.
Security, psychologists, they need all
not
of
that
that.
doctors.
Not that I've ever seen. Okay.
There was even a break-in at the Hype House after they had moved out. Literally, someone's mom apparently and her 13-year-old daughter went and broke in because they still had stuff there and like it still owned the property.
Mom.
So a mom and her daughter went in, like broke into the house.
Yeah, that seems
and then
fishy
took
though. They probably wanted
TikToks.
to meet little Hottie.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be like fans breaking in or
Yep.
some like, opportunistic
Are
LA
there
local.
Are their fans diverse, or is it all white kids?
It's a good question. My bet would be mostly white kids, but I do think
It's diverse. I'm sure it's diverse. They're it. They
They're a
are
massive
TikTok.
platform, yeah.
okay.
It's really interesting how there's not a black kid, an Asian kid, a Mexican kid.
Yeah, I didn't think
It's just
about that.
white as shit.
Yeah, someone's got to step in there. Like, get ahead of this. Like,
Where's the black house?
They all got famous on TikTok, and we can't find one Chinese kid.
I
The
know.
Chinese kid's probably like, I created this.
Yeah, like what the, you're going to talk about cultural appropriation. My people made this. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. We'll keep you updated, and we'll try to get a guest who would allow us to gossip. All right, let's get into some real news.
We just talked about 16-year-old dating for the first 30
This is
minutes.
why. This is why it's so powerful. Okay, Harvard. So Harvard is all up in the news. What a job.
This TikTok beef and what's happening is a prime example of why education still matters and Harvard still matters.
Yeah, I guess you're right, because that's been the question. Harvard's been all up in the news the last at least 48 hours because it came out that they're planning to have their full tuition amount, $50,000 for undergrad, but it will be all online courses. So they're not reducing
Yeah.
the rate.
So when you read more into it, what's happening is they're allowing 40% of the undergrad population to come to campus. All incoming freshmen
Okay.
and any seniors have priority that need to be on campus.
Okay.
Everyone else is encouraged to stay at home.
Okay.
So you take a school like Harvard, it was a big headline everywhere, all over, that they're not reducing tuition. Here's the reality. Harvard is a luxury brand,
Yes.
right?
Literally.
Harvard is Hermes. It is Louis Vuitton. It is the creme de la creme of education.
Yep.
They probably don't have to reduce their tuition. Because if you don't want to go, there'll be a line of other people dying to go.
Yep.
Is that the right thing to do? Probably not, but they can get away with it. Mm-hmm. The challenge becomes when whatever, scammy college Taylor went to.
UMass.
They taught him well.
When UMass goes and says,
they taught him well.
You know what? We're going to charge you $50,000 too. And and you can't come in. Then you're looking like, what's UMass? The Gap?
TJ Maxx.
The Gap with no
Wherever
Yeezy.
Taylor went, that's TJ Maxx. Like
It's a discounter. It's a hot price.
they make shitty education tailored for
Nordstrom Rack.
like TJ Maxx. You design into TJ Maxx. You don't give your premium shit.
Yeah.
So So it's an off-price retailer, and
That's what you get, Taylor.
unfortunately, a lot of UMass Amherst kids actually listen to the podcast, so I feel bad for
That's
that.
not for that. But we just want to take a shot at Taylor. And I have no idea. I'm sure college is great.
But I think the challenge becomes now is school is coming back, and it looks like in many cases there'll be online learning for some percentage of the student population.
Yep.
I don't think it's fair, obviously, to charge the full tuition. I think the reality should be, and this is what a lot of people have spoken about, is if you're getting an online Harvard education, it should be like a fifth of the cost. Because what is the additional resources on the school? Just maybe a couple extra teacher aides to review papers. That's really it. Like, there's no other burden on the university. If in the incoming freshman class, it's 30,000 kids that are now being able to be educated at a much lower cost. And that's really what I think we're gonna see in second and third tier schools. I don't think the top tier colleges are going to budge an inch because they know they have the demand for now. But like I just saw Purdue MBA shut down.
And Purdue's a big school.
Yeah, it's a big prominent engineering program. People know Purdue, and they've just decided to discontinue the MBA program. So imagine going to a college and then you have a degree from there. They're like, oh, where'd you go to school? I got my MBA from Purdue. I'm like, well, that doesn't even exist anymore. So it must not have been good.
Yeah.
So the way I view this is it's such a squandered opportunity for our society. The way, we had a chance, or when we still do have a chance, during quarantine, post-quarantine, knowing life's not getting back to normal for an extended period of time, whether it's a year, 2 years, who knows. This is the time to disrupt higher education.
Yeah.
And no one's coming up to the plate. Where are you, AOC? Where are you, Elizabeth Warren?
Yeah.
All your progressive bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, no, think about it. I just looked at the top 10 endowments. Cumulatively, eyeballing, it's like $150 billion.
Yeah.
Hey, Fed, backstop $150 billion, make sure these colleges are fine, open up the education to everyone. So why do we want a country that can all be educated by the best institutions?
Because I'll tell you why. I think Elizabeth Warren is already on the right track, and so is Bernie Sanders. The problem is we need to first, unfortunately, address the student debt crisis. We need to forgive all the student debt first.
That's like a second and third order problem. We can give education to everyone immediately.
I know.
So by the time you deal with $2 trillion of student debt and dealing with the implications that it has on banks and who's going to foot the bill for it, hey, it's September, school starts, open it up for everyone. Why in this society do we let the smartest people from high school get the best education? That is counter to having a productive society.
I agree. The problem is, imagine if you're 25 years old, you just went to Harvard and you took out loans, you spent $200,000 and got an education. The incoming freshman class, let's say, gets free education or some discounted. Here's the problem. That 25-year-old person is a voter, okay? For a politician, they're like, we're not going to do anything for you. I'm sorry, you got stuck with a bad set of circumstances. So I get it. You have to solve both, though. At the same time.
This is easier to solve right now. There's nothing stopping from opening up education to everyone immediately. There's zero barriers.
I know, but structurally, the problem is going to be the past debt. I don't think it's that easy.
I think opening up education you could do tomorrow.
Okay, so what would you do?
Open up the classes to everyone.
So online. Okay. So it's first of all, education is not a public thing. Public colleges can do that. So like UCLA can do that tomorrow. USC, we know, can't do that. There's so much bureaucracy within USC.
Yeah, but if the government mandates them, then it's different. That's what I'm saying. If the government backstop the endowments, the only thing that makes the one institution better than the other is the resources they have. Yeah. Harvard is the best school in the country because they have a $40 billion endowment, get the best instruction, get the best research labs, and the best possible faculty because they can pay up for it.
So here's my honest opinion. A
few people messaged saying, "Oh, you can go on Harvard and pick a class right now." Of course, but that's what 17-year-olds going to know how to curate their program.
Education.
It should be like 18-year-old. You want to be an engineer? Here are the 5 classes you take this year. Here are the 5 classes, and automate everything.
Okay, so I agree with that. Here's the problem: is that there's just structural challenges. One, we as a society need to accept whatever that result of those 4 years of online classing, like the employers all have to accept this new way of hiring people, all this stuff. So my point, I think the right solution is we need to watch all these motherfuckers fail first. They need to all shut down. They need to struggle because think about it, when is there true innovation? When you have no other choice. The problem is they still have a choice because they know any top 25 school, if 10% of kids at USC say we're not showing up in September, you know how many kids would just line up to pay the full tuition and go? So the top 25
here's where I struggle with it. The Fed just proved all structural problems do not matter. When push came to shove, they did everything in their power to prop up the stock market, the bond market, the repo market, all these financial instruments that 99.9% of the public does not gather what they did. Completely unprecedented. Yeah.
Yes,
the Fed has never done anything like this.
The Fed
and no one gives a shit
because the Fed, no one can understand what they did.
But that's tens of trillions of dollars.
I know, but that benefited the Fed and their friends. Okay, that benefited them.
So why isn't AOC and her friends talking about everyone deserves a right to an education? Agree. Everyone deserves a right to healthcare. Agree. So solve something.
I know, but
AOC. I think AOC is a complainer, not a actual
AOC has her because think about it. How old she is and who her constituents are. That 20-something voter is riddled with debt. That is what they care about right now. There needs to be a solution for all those people too. There's trillions of dollars.
But you're not going to get everything. And I'm saying you have to do it piecemeal. The student debt crisis is going to take 15 years to solve. Because how are you going to get banks? Or is the Fed going to backstop all the banks immediately?
Yeah, they might have to.
I hope so, but it's not in their interest.
No, nothing is in their interest. Their interest is just to keep the stock market going.
But the only way you can do it is if you had politicians who claim they're progressive to actually stand up for something and stop bitching and complaining and saying Donald Trump is a racist. Donald Trump is this.
Elizabeth
Stop focusing
Warren
on his dumbass tweets.
Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, who are lean socialists, they are the ones outlining true reform in how the education and healthcare system in this country is. The problem is no one who has power or money wants to support them.
But they also could break it down so simply, like education is reserved for all. Here's our opportunity. You're not even letting kids come back on campus for the most part. 40% is less than the majority.
This is a COVID forced everyone's hand now. Right? Now people are looking at the education system like, maybe the shit is broken. Because when Bernie and Elizabeth Warren were campaigning on this, everyone was like, you guys are psycho. Where's all this money coming from? Now, obviously...
We have unlimited money.
Yes.
Yeah, we know that now.
Very clear.
Yeah.
Whenever the money is needed, it's there.
Honestly, the first money should go. We should take the Hype House, the Sway House, the Phase House, and the Cloud House. Send their asses to college. Let them go get educated. Okay. And then let them come back to us and be like, oh, you know what? We have nice, clean haircuts now.
Yeah.
You know what? We cleaned up. We dress properly now.
We got rid of the poof.
Yeah.
Yeah. And instead of dancing, they're like studying.
They're studying. They're reciting Shakespeare
to the Renegades.
Yeah.
I like it. Look, I just think the way that the shit works is so broken and no one has the incentive to do it. And then you have the AOCs who I just feel like, not to straight up diss her, but kind of, like she's a professional complainer. She doesn't actually go solve problems. She just tries to like get people to acknowledge that her base exists. But I just don't think Harvard doesn't have any incentive to go do it. The government doesn't know how to do it. So the Republicans don't want to listen to the Democrats. So it's just so broken you can't actually get to it's so fundamentally basic that if you educated more young people, the country would be better off.
But we don't.
So fundamental.
See, same with healthcare. Why don't we give everyone healthcare?
That's why I respect the Republicans so much.
Yeah.
They just quietly do everything. Hey, Steve Schwartzman from Blackstone, what do you need?
Yeah.
You need the Fed to buy what?
Done.
2 trillion? 3 trillion?
Right.
What do you need?
They are so much more in line.
Well,
we talked
they're a
about
team.
that. They're a
team.
fucking team.
Hey, what judge do you need in Kentucky? You want anti-abortion, anti-immigration,
Done.
anti-healthcare. Got you. Boom.
Done. Let's get everyone fired up real quick about these statues. Bam, done.
People are impressed with the Hype House. Check out the White House.
Yeah. there's a lot more craziness going on there.
Republicans are just such good tacticians.
They are, man.
Well, it's always been about self-interest, and that it works, right? The problem with the Democratic Party is they have some good intentions and they believe that these things will have an impact, but no one's willing to go all in on it, because the problem is, if you really want to give free education and free healthcare for all, then you're like fucking socialist countries. And that's just
But the
not...
Republicans are just shameless about it. Hey,
Yeah.
Tom Barrack, you need which leases forgiven?
Yeah.
We'll handle that.
But that's why it seems like Democrats' problems are more like theoretical, like these massive things that are so hard to actually solve, where Republicans are like, we need one more anti-abortion judge.
Yes, and by the way,
Can we get that shit figured out?
I know nobody uses coal, but you know what? We're going to need some more
Yeah,
coal.
like let's back down on this Green Deal, whatever. Like it just seems like everything's so ideal or like theoretical in Democrat land, and they can't get anything done. But that's what blows my mind the most. As I get older and learn a little bit more about this stuff, that like there's these no-brainer, no party, good for the country things that we just don't do because it's not what anyone's first priority is.
Here's the funniest thing. Pre-corona, I think the government accounted for 25 or 30% of GDP. Now it's over 50%.
That's socialism.
That's socialism.
Yeah.
And guess who benefited from that last 20% increase? Rich Republican business people.
No, all rich people.
All rich people, sorry.
Not even.
Every rich person benefited significantly.
Yes.
Guess who else benefited? Kanye West.
Yes.
That's the opposite of socialism. We went socialist to help the rich, not the poor.
No.
They figured it
We're like
out.
Russia.
They're like, fuck it. Well, you guys aren't going to be able to get it done. We'll figure it out. Check this out.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Now Kanye gets dividends.
Kanye got a PPP loan. He's claiming he's a billionaire. He got a $2 to $5 million PPP
And he's claiming
loan.
his wife's a billionaire.
His wife's a billionaire. His sister-in-law is a billionaire. This is a billionaire. But you know what? I need $3 million for my payroll. The PPP list is the biggest disaster since Hottie kissed Nessa.
Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know.
And so they published a list of everybody. All of our businesses are on it. And the thing that I think caught everyone off guard were the number of very successful firms, billionaires that received PPP. Kanye West obviously being one of the more famous ones. And there's even instances, so Bird was shown that they received a $2 to $5 million PPP, or maybe even $5 to $10 million.
2 to 5, yeah.
2 to 5, and they denied it and said they never received the money. So what happened was everyone who got approved is on this list, whether they took the money or not. So now we need to, we pretty much casually handed out $600 billion. We're not too sure who got it.
Not too sure.
We're not too sure if they deserved it.
But God forbid we educate our country.
No. Let's not be crazy.
No. Or give healthcare.
Yeah. I mean, guys.
Yeah. And so, when you think about, I actually do think the PPP was a very powerful instrument that helped a lot of businesses, cut the bleeding in that time period. We benefited from it, so I'm not going to complain about it. I think the challenge now is we're going to find out how much of that was money that probably shouldn't have gone to some people, and who's going to get forgiven, who's going to who actually got the money. We don't even know if that's true. Some people are saying we didn't even get the money, and I'm on this list.
Yeah.
So I
actually, this controversy I'm not a huge fan of, because it's really easy now to forget what kind of just unknown was going on in April.
Yeah.
So first week of April, last week of March, no one knew how deadly this virus really was. No one knew. There was no no one knew how long we'd be shut down.
Yeah.
No one knew if people were going to buy things. Is this bread lines or is it not?
Yeah.
So the fact that everyone applied, I really don't have a problem with.
I don't have a problem with applying.
Because you didn't know.
Yeah.
Everyone, it's easy now to shit on everyone who probably didn't need it that got it. But, I mean, first week of April was scary.
Yeah. Plus, I gotta say,
but
like,
if you're a business and you have $100 million in the bank, right, and you have like a $10 million a year payroll, like, do you really need the money?
You don't, but, you know, just like, hey, if you're paying carried interest instead of ordinary income tax, are you going to say, no, I actually should be paying the right tax?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right, is who's going to actually do that. And really, like, if you're smart, and the same type of person that's smart and aggressive and builds a really big business is the same type of person that sees a free $2 million and takes it.
Yeah, I agree. And that's basically how our society works, is the people on the inside. This was the first time where I felt that your average small business actually benefited from a government situation.
Yeah.
Where, like, I knew everyone who needed it actually got the money. That's, like, unheard of. So I do think, that's why I still think it's an incredible instrument that probably saved a lot of businesses. I think we're just, like we said, we're handing out money anyways. Let's go hand it out to a few other places and improve our society.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all.
There's money for everyone.
There is money for everyone. If it costs $1 trillion to get, every college should be Harvard. There's McDonald's everywhere. Why can't there be Harvard everywhere?
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's
Not how we think.
massive, like, who structurally thought it was a good idea? We're only going to educate the smartest people to make them create even more inequality.
And then what happens? Where do the top companies in the world recruit?
Only recruit there.
Only the best companies.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to ask someone, average person like USC, oh, that's a good school. When I was at SC, barely any of these companies recruited. I think it's improved since.
Yeah.
But it was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you, even when I went to, when I was, we're going to talk about Wharton because Donald Trump, we found out through his niece, Mary Trump, is releasing a book that he paid someone to do his SATs to get into Wharton. Obviously, he's a cheater. He's been cheating since he grew up. I remember sitting down with my college counselor, and I was like obsessed with the idea of going to Wharton at like when I was
Because of the
10th.
Donald?
Yeah, he was a real inspiration. I was more inspired by Michael Milken and all the bond scheming he was doing. But I was looking at colleges, and I was obviously USC was one of my top choices, and I was like, oh, I really want to apply to Penn. Mm-hmm. And the college, the lady from Penn was at our school, and she was like, I'm gonna be honest with you have no chance. And I'm like, why? He goes, well, all the Harvard Westlake kids are going to get in. This school is going to get in. She didn't even ask what my grades were, my SATs were. Yeah. It didn't matter. Yeah. She just said, you are not going to get in. You have maybe once, like we sent maybe my year, like 2 kids to Harvard, 1 kid to Yale.
You did that many?
Yeah, I remember. There was a handful of kids that got into Ivy. And they were like, those kids are good. You are like, you're at the bottom of that 20-person list. Yeah. You're not going to get into any of these colleges.
And to put it in context, we went to Granada Hills High School, which is one of the best public high schools in the state.
In the country.
Yeah. 4,000 kids, 1,000 per class, at least when we were there. 1,000 kids. One of the best public high schools in the country. There's only one kid who got into Stanford. He listens to this podcast.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know how many people applied? One kid.
Why did he get in?
Because he's smarter than all of us. Yeah. I mean, he deserved it.
Yeah, he did.
He had the best scores, the best grades. Like, there's no question.
But then you went to a school like Harvard Westlake or any of these other...
Oh, like 15, 20 kids get in.
Everyone got into Wharton from
Give me a break. I know if I went toe-to-toe with any of those Harvard Westlake kids when I was 17. Like, give me a fucking break. Yeah. I would have gotten in.
Yeah.
You just keep in mind, we're talking about, like, the upper echelon. Even your guys' problems are, like...
It's still, it's.
You're not from some high school in fucking.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I even to this day when I think about.
And you know what's crazy? This person who had the best of everything, played sports, everything, robotics, blah blah blah,
bilingual,
bilingual, minority, didn't get into Harvard.
And so Stanford was second choice.
I don't know which he would have chosen, but he didn't get in Harvard.
Yeah. God. I'm disappointed in you, bro. I thought you were betting that.
I can't wait to hear who we're talking about.
You had breakfast with him in New York.
Got it. That's what's insane is from my perspective, like where I grew up, you have no chance.
Yeah.
Like not even the slightest of chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. That's just how our system, you know what I mean? That's just what we do here.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Brazil's president got the Rona? So Brazil is just like having big Rona problems.
It's spinning out of control.
Spinning out of control.
Complete disaster in Brazil.
This guy pulled up positive. He's claiming he feels all right. He's already taken his mask off.
In front of journalists.
In front of this fucking journalist. What's going on?
I mean, that's what's going on.
Okay.
Just chaos.
There it
Latin
is.
America is really suffering.
Did you say Atlanta, the Atlanta mayor got it?
Atlanta mayor got it. She's showing no symptoms either.
Yeah.
Look, the best case is all these people get it and nothing happens and they're healthy and they're functioning.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were following that story of that Broadway actor, Nick Cordero.
Yeah, but did he die
just
from corona
Yeah.
or did he have other complex?
No, the corona caused like a blood clot in his leg. They had to amputate his leg. He was on a ventilator and then his body just gave up like 2 days ago.
That's crazy. Because he was like 41.
Yeah. Wife, kid, everything. So
It's crazy because everything else, like I'm hearing all these other stories of like, oh, it's a lesser strain and everyone's...
But he got it from the original.
Yeah,
it
you're
was
right.
just kind of...
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the ones I've heard lately, everyone's been pretty low symptoms. The Lance Bottoms said she thought she had allergies.
Who's this?
Keisha Lance Bottoms. Was
Oh,
it Keisha?
the mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I saying her name right? Keisha? I know it's Lance Bottoms.
Yeah, I think it's right.
Anywho, she bad journalism over here, but she said she thought she had allergies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keisha Lance Bottoms. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. I really feel like Trump's got to get it.
He probably already had it.
You
They,
think?
they claim they test him every day. There's no way, right? He's going to let you swab him?
I bet now he's like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Or just here to do the prick.
Yeah. Such a prick. Okay. And then how about Amy Cooper?
Yeah.
Amy Cooper is actually facing charges now for, making a false complaint.
Yep.
So fuck her. I wonder what her life's been like since. I mean, she has to just be like in her basement, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is the Central Park case where she had a loose dog. And
She was kind of the original
Karen.
Karen.
Yeah, she kind of kicked it all off.
Yeah.
She's the Rosa Parks for stupidity.
That's true. Not exactly the type of Rosa Parks you want to be, you know? Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see. I'd love to see a law enacted in all 50 states for this because we're continuing to see how dangerous these phone calls, these videos, false accusations continue to be.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yeah, screw her, man. And then you saw 40K Rolex girl. Like, this is just there's some real darkness in some of these.
Did you see the Costco guy from this morning?
Yeah.
Screaming in his face, he already got fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He had no mask? He was a no masker?
He was a no masker, and then he went in this like giant like rage.
his
like a
T-shirt
steroid
said,
rage.
been like crushing it since
1776,
1776,
which is a giant
crazy
white
like that.
supremacy
Gosh.
like
Yeah.
Why is
thing.
everyone so pissed?
And he was so aggressive and yelling, and he kept saying, "I feel threatened."
Yeah.
But he was like attacking the person.
I felt threatened through the phone. I was like, this
And,
guy's a psycho.
Behind closed doors plug, we talk at length about the Scottsdale, Arizona Karen and the meltdown. We have a connection to her.
Turns out Anand's got some inside info.
It's on his
Yeah.
friend.
Yes.
Yeah, we're very Karen adjacent, I think. You know, we know a lot of people that know Karens.
Yeah,
We have the full spectrum from CEOs to Karens.
That's
Yeah.
true.
that should be our
That's
new bio.
100%
From CEOs to Karens, we got it all.
Still
People
gotta try
listen
to
to
get
group
a Karen on here.
What?
We still gotta
I
try to-
can't believe no one has agreed to come on.
I mean,
why would you?
yeah, why would you? We're setting you up for failure.
I've had like 6, 7, like almost, but I haven't been
I
close.
think that has to be a Zoom. I feel like we'll get attacked by the end.
I feel like you could pretend like we're, like Candace Owens types.
Yeah.
Like we're anti. We have a podcast called All Lives Matter, and we'd like to have you on. I think that would
Just change
work.
it for a week. Change our title to All Lives Matter.
Just
Go
send them a
get-
fake album art. Okay. Colin Kaepernick got a deal with Disney.
Yeah.
What?
First look deal.
He's a writer. He has some concept.
He's the first movie is going to be about his story.
With freaking Disney?
Yeah.
Okay, big move. So he's going to finally bail out on the football thing?
Yeah, now he's going to be a bazillionaire.
Yeah.
Being a movie producer.
Better route.
Yes, I like this route a lot better. It just shows like corporate America. I think Nike is really to be commended to this. They took the first leap and said, we're all in on Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
And I think
that's true.
2 years goes by, they double down, triple down on him, and obviously had no impact on their business. Disney now is like, look, at the end of the day, it's good business.
Yeah.
Whatever the Colin Kaepernick story is, I think they're going to talk about his high school experience. I don't know what that is, the first movie. And then I think they'll talk about what happened in the NFL. Like, that is going to be watched. It's successful content. Then they're partnering him up with Jameel Hill to come out with some more content. This obviously is going to anger people that didn't like him from the beginning. But Disney, ESPN has made a bet and said, this is good for business.
You think there's a chance that Disney, when all this is going on, knows their history and was like, we got to do something here to get in front of this?
I think Bob Iger's just really smart.
Yeah.
And he got to him before Netflix did.
Yeah, because this is a Netflix deal. They must have offered him so much money.
Yeah. I just feel like with all this going on and you have, like, people are tearing down statues and looking at Mount Rushmore and you're like, fuck.
We need to tear down that fucking guy in front of our building.
Yeah. Like, you're like, let's hurry up and get Cap in here.
Yeah. And the irony is, ESPN, in my opinion, was part of the problem of getting Kaepernick blackballed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was just all day, every day, we stand for our flag.
Yeah.
You'd have very spotty people that were willing to stand up in 2016.
That's what ESPN said?
No, like the...
In that time?
No, the coverage.
That was the
coverage.
angle, though?
The coverage.
No, not everyone, but there was... It wasn't an unpopular opinion to say, Colin keep politics out of my Sunday.
On ESPN?
Yes.
Wow.
Like, their commentators would always say that.
Rex Ryan would say it.
Yeah.
A lot of guys.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. That didn't age well.
No. And what's interesting is ESPN on Saturday night, guess what they were showing? The Eagles concert at the Forum.
Are you kidding?
And I was watching it.
Didn't we go to that?
It's good for you.
No, we went to Fleetwood.
Oh, Fleetwood.
Yeah, we should have went to Eagles.
Yeah, but like
What?
they just, I guess the Eagles were supposed to be at the Forum in LA that weekend, July 4th weekend. So instead, they just aired it on ESPN.
So just gave up on sports.
What is ESPN playing right now?
Nothing.
I heard somebody was watching...
I watched the Eagles.
somebody was
and it wasn't
watching
football.
cornhole championships because apparently they were allowed to play.
They had the hot dog competition this past week.
Yeah.
75.
With no people.
Absolutely electric.
What's that guy's name?
Joey Chestnut.
Yep.
Chestnut.
Joey
That guy
really
can-
knows how to scarf him down.
So
Scarf down the
Kobayashi's
winners, huh?
done, huh? This guy just took over?
Kobayashi, who?
Yeah, I thought Kobayashi was the guy.
Yeah. No, it's been Joey
I
Chestnut.
love how they're
for a
all
while.
didn't know
skinny.
that.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. That's some sort of weird deformity.
I have no idea.
Like, how do you
It's,
stay
Just
skinny?
larger intestines.
Take
and
down
everything.
75 wieners and you're thin as a rail?
Well, you don't eat them every day.
But you have to train.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like how
you
do
You can't just show up.
You stretch your stomach.
So you think you could do it? How many hot
No,
dogs can you
no,
eat?
no. I'm not
Wait,
even
do
gonna
they
put
eat the
myself
bun or
in-
not?
Yeah.
Yeah, they dip it in
bun.
water, right?
Dip with water, so just
It's disgusting.
It has to
so
be
good.
bun and hot dog.
He broke his own record.
Just have to get it in your mouth, yeah, for it to count.
Yeah, that's what.
How many hot dogs
they
can you
say.
eat?
Speaking of which, Jeffrey Epstein,
Speaking of wet wieners,
Okay.
Ghislaine Maxwell, apparently. Now, this seems too good to be true because I'm guessing she dies of the Rona by Friday. But the word is she has copies of everything.
Mm-hmm.
She has a secret stash of all the materials.
Yep.
And she will absolutely implicate everyone, including the world's most powerful people, to save herself.
Yep.
If this is even 10% true, I am so pumped.
Yeah,
Or she'll be dead by Sunday.
Or she'll be dead by Sunday. Because the corona is vicious.
She
Yeah.
got the violent strain.
She got the Broadway one.
the first one.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not going to hold my breath here, but I'm really excited for what is possible.
So do you think the details are like Bill Clinton had this 15-year-old girl, this 13-year-old
Yes.
girl, this 14-year-old
Yeah,
girl?
I would say it's Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, for sure are done.
Yeah.
Leslie, like, what's his real ties? Because
Yeah.
I don't believe he didn't know any of this was happening.
Yeah, I mean, just even in that documentary, His house is like they share the backyard. Like that's
Come on, bro.
so
And you didn't
sketch.
know anything. This is just your financial manager.
Yes.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I think Leslie's fucked. Bill's fucked.
This is Wexner, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Prince Andrew is probably first to go.
Prince Andrew's got to be the worst.
Yeah, get the British guy out of here.
He's
Yeah.
the weak link.
Yeah.
He just, that interview, you got to go.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then maybe you get some real, I mean, they knew fucking everybody.
Yeah.
So you probably get a couple people caught up here, a couple CEOs, a couple Wall Street guys. I don't know.
Yeah. I
But if you get Bill Clinton, you could absolutely end the Clinton
Rain.
reign in America.
Just once and for all.
Yep.
I think you can get a Bill Clinton.
How crazy would it be if Hillary was president right now
Can you imagine?
and this was leaked?
She said to prosecute him.
I mean, I
probably
guess
love to.
see, the other thing is like, I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about Trump.
Yeah.
Like
Trump
Trump's
might
in
have
all
been.
the damn pics. It's the same thing.
There's more. Someone posted. He goes, Trump has more pics with Maxwell and Epstein than I have with my own grandparents.
Yes, it's true. But he just
He's
is
at
able
every
to
party.
dodge it.
Yeah.
He's at the hooker and pimp party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the theme of the party. That
Wasn't he
Jeffrey-
dancing? And that's the picture where he was dancing, right? The
Yeah,
video?
yeah, and he said
Like
Jeffrey
doing
Epstein.
the Carlton shit.
Yeah, damn it. I mean, so that's about as insane as it gets. I just have a feeling he's going to be able to skirt around it. I think Bill's going to go.
Is this not in the government's best interest to like make her go away and have none
it
of
is.
this come out?
It's in everyone's best interest except for us, who get to read the stories.
I mean, the only thing worse for American society right now is if every major CEO and billionaire went down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. Everyone has an incentive to get her gone.
Protect her at all costs.
We'll see, man. I think there's a group. I think that the way it works is there's a group that wants justice, like in the government, and there's a group that not so much.
It's straight up like Scandal, the TV show.
Yeah.
Every scandal is the most like unbelievable things. Like literally not believable.
It seemed ludicrous.
And now everything that happened on Scandal, or even House of Cards, where all this things just seems
Yeah.
like so stupid.
Child's play.
Now it's all of it's real.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's actually way crazier. The Jeffrey Epstein thing is way crazier than anything any TV writer could ever come up with.
I agree. I totally agree.
But that journalist in Miami that kept on the case.
On
that
Miami Herald.
Or Miami Herald. Where's like this part of it? He got that far, but just got stifled at the end?
I mean, there's some.
Is he still alive?
I thought it was a girl.
I think it's a woman.
Or woman?
Woman, sorry, yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Maybe she got caught in the...
Yeah,
We haven't heard from these
They
reporters.
need to
I
protect
don't
her
know
too.
anything, man. I don't know fucking anything. I just know I want to hear it so bad. And I just also want to say Pizzagate and child pedophilia conspiracies are running rampant on
Oh
TikTok.
man.
On TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot. I watch
Pizzagate's very popular amongst the.
Pizzagate?
QAnon, all that.
Yeah.
Okay, one
Not
last
to
thing.
be confused with me.
Not pizza
Well,
gate.
QAnon is a different...
Pizzagate.
Oh my God. You should do a Pizzagate and a QAnon show. Okay. And then the other Jeffrey Epstein thing, which this seems to me, unless I'm reading it wrong, like probably a lot of banks should now be held accountable. Deutsche Bank has been fined $150 million for failing to intervene as Epstein made suspicious payments to things like Russian models, settling weird lawsuits, tuition, rent, all these fishy things. From the billionaires that I know of, there's charges like this on a lot of accounts.
Yes.
So at what point, I mean, unless I'm missing something that was so illegal and criminal, which probably there was, but like payments to Russian models, tuition and rent is like
That's kind of the.
where do you think all these luxury condos around LA come from?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yes.
that's a standard checklist. Oh, I'm a billionaire. Here's payments to Russian models, rent.
Yeah, it's like it's a line item.
Any high end, for people who don't live in LA, any high end LA apartment building is filled with what we just described.
Yes. Tuition and rent payments.
Yes.
I mean, Harvard, $50K. Yeah, exactly. Zoom. Yeah, so I don't know, but I mean, obviously, maybe there's some more like clear.
I think the problem is Deutsche Bank is effectively a criminal organization.
Yeah.
They have just been so reckless in the way they have sheltered money for rich people.
Yep.
And there's a Deutsche Bank loan given to Trump for $2 billion for like no fucking reason, no understanding. It's just like backstopped by I think a Russian oligarch. Like it is just Deutsche Bank is just like it's like a TV show bank.
Yep.
Whatever you want to do, come to Deutsche Bank.
Yeah. Is there like a guy? Who's the guy?
Yeah, I mean, there was a guy in Deutsche Bank who was like the swindler guy. There's like a whole documentary on it.
There's got to be a guy who's living large.
If you're on that side of the game where everything just works out for you.
Yeah.
So when that $2 billion comes in, do you just laugh or you just, of course it came in?
Yeah.
You're not even like excited.
Oh, no. Yeah.
You're
You just
like,
say like, yo, I'm going to have to get the $2 billion.
Yeah. Just send it over. We need it now.
It's like if I withdraw money to pay the valet, like
money's coming out.
$20. I forgot.
Not a question. It's a bit of a hassle.
Yeah.
You'd rather just have it.
Yeah.
But it's there.
But when you press your code, the money's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
Wait, here's the other thing. How many more Jeffrey Epsteins are there? I refuse to believe there was just one guy servicing every famous and rich person.
No. There's more. There's definitely more. And even at the end of that documentary, the very last thing that the girl says is, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like she almost alludes to like Jeffrey's not the guy. Like there's just more, like whether it's Leslie Wexner is more of the guy or there's other guys. Like it's not like you cured it.
Yeah.
Like Jeffrey was the dude and the only pedophile.
Yeah.
There's a lot. It's scary.
It's really scary. Just like young people getting manipulated by old people,
just saying,
fucking
man,
freaks
I just
me out.
hope they don't get on frickin' TikTok. Yeah. Because there are 3 mansions in LA that are just a bunch of wounded gazelles. Yeah. Okay. Can you guys tell me what the fuck Palantir is?
Yeah. I wish I could.
Nobody knows what Palantir is, but it's worth $27 billion, and it's probably going to be worth $100 billion when it goes public in the coming weeks. Palantir is a secretive company founded by Peter Thiel, Joe Lonsdale, Nathan Getting, Stephen Cohen, and Alex Karp. How do you
go raise your IPO when you can't really say in detail what you do? Like, what do you say?
We don't even know what Nicola does. We don't know what anyone does.
Yeah,
what does it matter?
Nicola's $20 billion. They should be 100.
That's true. But what do you say in those rooms?
And by the way,
I think so. These guys,
you don't go in rooms. You're not pitching.
These guys are really freaking smart.
Yeah.
They'll talk circles around any investment fund manager.
Plus, I guess you're not really going on like a road show with these guys, right?
Yeah, you just say data analytics.
I mean, $3 billion came from the investment arm of the CIA.
Yeah.
It's probably like the $2 billion we just talked about.
Yeah.
You just got to figure out who you're going to get it from.
And by the way, like in this case, Palantir was credited to find Osama bin Laden. Imagine you put that in your deck. We found Osama bin Laden.
One slide.
One slide. Give us money.
I'm in.
Dude, this is like investing in a proxy to the U.S. government.
Yeah.
So the U.S. government, the U.S. economy is $21 trillion.
Yeah.
This is only $20 billion?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Discount.
Cheap.
Not bad. Okay.
Isn't Michael Ovitz was pretty pivotal in Palantir too, right?
I don't think so.
What's
this
that?
is more like a founders fund, Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
These guys are like, I have no idea what they do, but it's some smart motherfuckers behind this company.
Yeah.
That's all I
Nobody
know.
can
That's why
explain
it's so scary.
Yeah.
I don't want all those guys talking and I don't know about what ever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Big news. Uber. Looks like the deal went through. Uber is going to buy Postmates for $2.65 billion. It was a notification on the app yesterday.
Yep.
They're real happy about it.
I love it. I think it's a great deal. I think Uber needed to make a deal.
Yep.
I know DoorDash is still the biggest, right?
So I think it's DoorDash 1, Uber Eats 2, Grubhub 3, Postmates 4.
And now the combined
So now
is still,
2 and 4 is probably above 3.
Yeah. So
But DoorDash is still the biggest.
which is so amazing because I've never to this day used DoorDash.
It's because this market is dominated by Postmates.
Yeah, Postmates is the brand in LA.
Yes.
Because someone said, I saw on Twitter, like, you're essentially buying LA.
Yeah. They spent so much time and resources focusing and cornering LA.
Yeah. I mean, it's a huge win. Anand's really close friend. What's his title there?
COO.
COO.
Number 2 at the company.
So he's rich.
Yeah, he's rich.
He can maybe fill up our credits with a little money.
Hopefully.
Personal money.
Yeah, come on.
You don't have to put it on the company. You can give us each 50 grand.
Yeah, why not? Right before he leaves.
Yeah.
It's a goodbye gift.
Good for him. Was that his first big hit or?
This is his big hit, yeah.
Wow.
And you know, those that follow these types of companies, an Uber, a Postmate, these are such difficult companies to run. I mean, it is fucking painful to be at these companies.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my best friends, so I've heard the stories. I mean, there's nothing about his last 5 years that I've envied in the shit he's had to gone through to build the company. So, like, for these people, it's so operationally intensive. There's so much regulation you're dealing with. You're dealing with state governments that are trying to make your employees from contractors to employees. They touch so many different things. It sounds simple as like, oh, they're just delivering you food.
Yeah.
There's so much that goes into it. And I think we're just scratching the surface in terms of what food delivery is going to become. Yeah. It's popular for metropolitan areas like us, but I don't think they've scratched the surface.
To me, it's a price thing. Like, even for me, like, when I look at how much it costs, because most restaurants do inflate their prices on Postmates. So, like, when I was at Earth Bar the other day and I ordered for the pickup, she's like, if you just call, it's way cheaper. And I was like, okay, we inflate the prices for Postmates to offset the fees.
Yeah, no, I've noticed that when I've had to pick up some things, it's a few dollars cheaper in person.
Yeah. Even like another restaurant that I go to, the guy was like, don't use the app, just call me. It'll be way cheaper. I was like, okay. So I think those like food delivery, grocery delivery, all these things are all going to change over time once they kind of figure out how to be more efficient. The other problem is business, like these great restaurant chains who actually service like McDonald's or Sugarfish or all these people that are the popular restaurants, they've never optimized for delivery. Right. They have no reason to, because their main business is still through the front door. Now they have to optimize for delivery. So I think that'll help the Postmates, the DoorDashes, the Ubers in the food fight.
I agree. Good stuff. I just feel like something big had to happen in that world.
Yeah. And think about it, it's a stock deal.
Yeah.
So from Uber's perspective, you're not using any of your free cash.
Yeah.
Okay, take it. And then last piece of news. Walmart officially has their sort of Amazon Prime competitor, which will be launching, looks like this month. This seems like it could be a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Walmart still is like a 350 billion revenue company. Market cap, I think, is the same. If we're talking about Tesla's worth 250 billion, Amazon's worth 1.6 trillion. Walmart is probably the most undervalued company on earth. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't, and the stock really popped today because the launch of this Walmart Plus, their Amazon Prime version for $98. I think people are still like, I think because they're based out of Arkansas, people are like writing them off. This is a gigantic company. They're the biggest company in the world still, like by revenue.
And they're of the hot companies, they're the only one that their market cap is less than the revenue they do.
Yeah, which is a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, Tesla's like 100 times revenue or whatever it is.
Tesla. I have no idea what's going on there.
Yeah, that's weird.
And right? I actually think Walmart has proven they're great at execution.
And they're great at implementing technology.
Yeah.
So they're not your traditional retailer that there are tons of retailers that their revenue exceeds their market cap because they're dead.
Yeah.
They're dead in the water. They have no shot. Walmart's proven they're going to exist and it's going to be a two-man war with Amazon.
Yeah, no offense to Target, but
Yeah.
They're not fighting the same battle what Walmart's fighting.
Okay, we'll see. That's it.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, that's all we got, man.
Pete, do we have any shout-outs?
Looks like we do.
We got a scene on social if anyone has anything good. Because, mine's really just, I think everyone should take a moment before it's all over and just really go check out the TikTok beef. You can find it on our Instagram. It's in our stories.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll do a newsletter about it.
Yeah, I think the TikTok stuff is fascinating. It's very entertaining. If you love teen dramas, this is it.
This is it.
This is better than what you can find on a television show.
I completely agree, and it's real.
And it's real.
So
I like real.
This is the new reality TV.
Yep.
Cool. It's great.
Pete, you got anyone you want to shout out?
Paul and Solene from LA are getting married at the courthouse with no visitors.
Well,
nobody else there.
Yeah.
July 13th, after 11 years of being together.
I wonder if you do you live stream it or something? I feel like you should live stream it for Auntie and Uncle.
Get like a little stand
Yeah.
And live stream it.
Yeah.
I like that.
live
Congratulations,
stream.
guys.
Yeah, congratulations,
Congrats.
guys.
I
Congrats
have a really funny story from the courthouse.
I heard
I'm
this
sure
one
my
from-
wife won't like me sharing it. We went to the Beverly Hills courthouse to do the official. Or we hadn't actually gotten married yet. We were like a month out or something, 3 weeks out. We get into the most epic fight
At the
in line.
courthouse.
In line with other
Amazing.
people about to get married.
Really?
Yes, epic fight. And it was about the wedding, some nonsense about the wedding.
Yeah.
But we were after we left, we calmed down. We were laughing like these people are probably like, why the fuck are these two getting married? They can't even get to the
Yeah,
courthouse.
that's good. I bet you the shit you see in that line is probably pretty funny. You know?
They're like, oh, they might not make it.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I've had friends who've married someone that's not a U.S. citizen. They get grilled at the courthouse
Wow.
because they think it's like
Yeah.
a citizen play.
Like Chuck and
Wow.
Larry.
Like, oh, which side of the bed do you sleep on? And like nonsensical questions.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. Mind your business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Where do you care? Why
Sleep
do you
on
care
my
where you
side.
sleep? Yeah. All sides.
All sides matter. In the current COVID
Climate.
climate,
Okay.
which let's say might go on for the sake of weddings for the next year, as two young men who had big weddings, do you wait and have the big wedding in a year, or do you just have the quick one now?
I think you just get married.
I think you get married, but
You have a party.
as much energy and pain it is to plan a big wedding,
Money.
it was worth it. There's
Yeah.
nothing I wouldn't do. There's no chance I wish we didn't spend the money we did to have that weekend.
Yeah, of course. I would agree. I think our weddings were great and really fun, and we all enjoyed it.
I'm glad you guys spent the money too, by the way, because I had a blast. Both of them.
But yeah, I think the challenge is just in the like I know 3 weddings that got canceled, and they're all might do something in their parents' backyards, get married, and then just throw in a party a year. I mean, like you could still do a party.
Yeah.
It's obviously not the same, but like I think it's. What are you gonna wait
No,
another
I know.
year?
It sucks.
You don't wanna
It
wait
sucks,
another
and
year.
Some people who didn't want to do a wedding and they get to save their money. Great for you. That's good.
Yeah.
So
But-
interesting enough, so I married my 2 friends August 1st.
You are.
Yes.
Oh my
You're the
gosh.
officiant?
Yes.
Have you written
Imagine
your
if
script?
Pete
Yes.
is your fucking official.
Yeah. Get past that part.
Okay.
Pete here to marry. Where are they getting married?
In Wisconsin.
Okay, and there's weddings allowed there.
Yes. But
Is it because you're a
took
celebrity now?
Huh?
Is it because you're a celebrity now?
No, these are like my best friends from like high school.
Okay.
But
Is John gonna have to do a cameo?
Hey guys, congratulations.
hey Jerome, can I get a video? No, but on the RSVP, they're doing like a whole social distancing thing. Masks are going to be provided. You're not required to wear one, but it's totally accepted if you are. Tables will be split apart. They like took a whole kind of.
That's it.
full
I'm
extent,
curious to
not
see
which
how
is
that.
like
So you're flying to Wisconsin
yes.
in a venue where masks aren't required, and you're coming straight back to record podcasts with us.
Not technically.
Man, we got to
Straight
get on
back.
these stricter rules and regulations. I have a feeling that one of the biggest spreaders of Corona has been funerals
Interesting.
because people aren't skipping them. you
Really?
know? Well, it's just like, someone dies. It's like you're not
Yeah,
going to do that. Like a wedding you'll do with no one. But
In
a
New York,
funeral-
they were not even letting people
I've
come
had a
until
few
like cremations and stuff like that were happening.
crazy.
The few friends that I know that have had to deal with the funeral, they weren't in person. They were
Yeah.
Zooms.
Really?
Yeah.
They weren't allowed to.
Forget aloud. I think it was also at the peak of unknown. Maybe now people would do it. I have no idea.
Okay. Well, that's all we got, team. So make sure you hit us up on Instagram at Group Chat Pod. If you really love us, leave us a rating and review over on iTunes or the podcast app. Check out our newsletter as well as all of our articles on melrosestreetjournal.com. And of course, do not miss Anand on the newest episode of Behind Closed Doors, which is on Instagram TV and YouTube. We're digging deep into the Target Karen.
Yeah. A lot of inside info.
Okay. That's it. We'll see you guys on Friday. Stay safe.